Hello, my name is Julie McMahon, and I'm an RCIC, and I'm also a CCDP. That means that I am an established representative in Canadian immigration, and I am also a career development practitioner, otherwise known as a career counselor in Canada. And today I would like to talk to you about getting a job in Canada. That is the most frequent question that I receive as an RCIC and a CCDP is, how can I get a job in Canada? Well, sometimes getting a job in Canada is the answer, and sometimes it isn't. So it does depend on your particular situation. But oftentimes there is a gap. There is something that is missing in your evaluation that we need to fill it with something. And oftentimes that can be a course. So oftentimes people don't necessarily need a job to come to Canada, but they need to take a short-term course. Doesn't necessarily have to be a full certificate, diploma, or degree. But it does depend. And I would like to discuss that today with you. So I'm going to give you an introduction, and I'm going to discuss this particular question and how I answer it. And I answer it the same way as if I was talking to you personally in an evaluation. Okay, so my approach is the same across the board, no matter where you are in the world. Whether you are in Canada or outside of Canada, doesn't matter. This is my company. My company is Immigrant Business BC, and we are experts and instructors in our field. And myself, I am also based in Vancouver, but we are associates with an Ontario immigration firm and another immigration firm in Pitt Meadows. So we are quite busy, and we do a lot of applications. Myself, Julie McMahon, I am a representative for a very large international program that is based in Europe. And that definitely keeps me busy, but nevertheless, I still do applications as they come my way. And I always like to talk about the Canadian system and breaking it down, because it is a large country, and we do need to be able to break down the system as much as we can, and very quickly as well. So first off, I'd like to go to the ICCRC, and that is the regulator for Canadian immigration in Canada. Okay, and I have just simply typed in my name, and I've done a search, and as you can see, I am a legal representative for Canadian immigration. That means I am legally able to practice, and I have a license to practice in Canada or anywhere in the world for Canadian immigration. That's very important. You want to always use a legal representative, someone who has the credentials, the education, and the experience to be able to represent you to the Canadian government. If you don't, and you use a ghost consultant, if you use a ghost lawyer, you take your chances. But if the government of Canada ever finds out, you'll have to leave. So please don't do that. Please seek out quality advice from people who know what they're doing. All right, so that's my little speech there. I'd like to go into a tool that I use in my practice. And I give all of my clients access to this program because it is, by and large, considered to be probably the number one job search program for the Canadian system, to navigate the Canadian system. If you are using Job Bank, if you are using other tools in the workplace like the NOC, those are very complicated tools, especially the NOC. That's something that I would as a professional use, but I don't really recommend that for people who are trying to navigate Canada for the first time and don't really know where to start. Okay, this is a better tool for you to use, and this will help you ground yourself into our system and begin to be able to make sense of our system. Okay, so, and we do charge for this, but you can contact us at info@immigrantbusinessbc and we can give you access. Okay, so I'm just going to go into the top 4 tabs here, which are the main ones. And I'm going to first go on to assessments. And assessments allows you to do what's called career exploration. Okay, you're just not sure about the kinds of work that you may want to undertake in Canada. You're not really sure, but you've got a set of skills, you've got a set of abilities that you would like to assess, and you would like to get a list of careers that would be appropriate or perhaps matching up to your particular skills and abilities and the things that you like to do. And really and truly, sometimes we have to start here. You know, we can't sort of pick up where you left off. We have to go back and we have to peel back the layers and we have to do an assessment for you, okay, to see sort of what you can do. And then we build a career in Canada from there, okay? So sometimes this is necessary and it's okay. Because what it means is that if we can make sure that we've filled in the gap here and we've taken the necessary time to do that exploration with you, that you can feel really confident that when you pick something, it's going to be the right decision, okay, for you. All right, so I'm just going to go into the second tab here, which is careers. And I'm going to go into, doesn't matter, you know, any of them here. We can go into, say, where's aircraft mechanic? Yeah. So this is the career in Canada at a glance for aircraft mechanic. And it's going to give you all of the information that you need to know about how this career functions within the Canadian system. Okay, so we have the job description, we have working conditions, we have earnings potential, and of course that would be based on entry or an intermediate level or advanced level, depending on how much experience you have. Education. Education is a really important tab, and I'm just going to go into that in a little greater detail, but it will show you all of the apprenticeships or education programs that are available in Canada for you to be able to check your credentials against what you've already taken, or you will be able to map out a study plan for yourself. Okay, so that you're going to know, what do I need to take to be able to do this in Canada? Okay, that's going to be able to answer those questions, and very quickly, as you can see. So sample career path, again, this is entry level, mid-range, and advanced level. And I happen to know that, you know, this career is regulated, heavily regulated by the federal government. And the licensing is done through Transport Canada. But there are apprenticeships that you can do in this particular area of work through the provinces. So again, in Canada, we have the federal system, we have the provincial system. Well, the province also has a trade certification in this particular area. So it's really important to know whether you are at the entry level of this profession or whether you're at the advanced level. Because I happen to know that there are many different levels of certifications and licensing that are required. Okay, and that's, you know, this is going to answer some of the questions. It's certainly not going to answer all of the questions for you. That's where someone like myself comes in, where we can really make sure that you're on the right path. Okay, so this is just a general sample career path, just to be sure. Okay, related careers. So say you say to yourself, look, I'm interested in mechanic, but I think that aircraft right now is kind of out of reach. Or maybe you have concerns due to COVID, or perhaps, you know, you're just thinking to yourself, you know, flying and airplanes and all of those things are just not for me. Well, related careers is going to bring up all the list of related careers that you can choose from. And you can pick and choose something that might be more suitable for you. And it can be at a lower level sometimes, you know, whether it's food attendant, whether it's healthcare assistant, versus, maybe nurse. There's all kinds of related scenarios here that you can choose from. So, we can choose automotive service technician. You've decided, it's going to be automotive for you. It's going to be cars. It's not going to be planes. Okay. So other resources, I want to draw your attention to this because, again, this is very important. 70% of jobs are actually found through networking. Okay, they're not found on job boards. They're not found in the public domain. They are hidden. And this is where the hidden jobs will be. They will be in the networks that exist within Canada for that particular career. So if you're not going to the associations and the networking events, which are a lot of them being held virtually right now, if you're not going to those events, if you're not building the contacts, if you're not becoming a member and then going to the private job boards within the networks within that profession, then you will never have exposure to what would be considered to be the best jobs in Canada. Okay, so other resources gives you the network. It gives you the tools to be able to start doing your networking and building the relationships that will pay off for you. Okay, down at the bottom here we have some interviews. So these are real people that are working in the profession right now. And they ask them a list of questions. There's videos as well that you can view. But basically, it will go through a day in the life of someone who actually works in this profession and what you can expect. Okay, there's a little job search engine down here for your convenience, but we will touch on that in more detail. Okay, so that's careers at a glance. The third tab is education. And as you can see, and this is what I have been alluding to in this video, is that Canada is a massive country. And you have to be able to navigate the system very, very quickly. Okay, I don't have a week to research for a client taking an English language course in Canada. It's just not possible, right? There aren't enough hours in a day for me to do that. Okay, so college and universities tab, programs tab, doesn't matter which one you use. But you can research. And again, I had a Brazilian couple come to me last week, and they want to take an English as a second language course in Canada. So I've gone to the programs tab, and these are some shortcuts that you can use for different programs. But, like you can type in English here, and it will just bring up everything tied to English. Okay, and I want to go to English as a second language because we're not talking about literature. We're not talking about, English and French or books and studying at the university level. We're not talking about teaching English. We're talking about English as a second language. Okay, so this is according to province. And this is the box that's been ticked here is for British Columbia. And the reason is that this is my account. This isn't your account. You'd have to create your own account. But this is my account, and I've got a list for British Columbia. Okay, so those are all the quality English as a second language courses that you want to look at and take, because that is going to make sure that you're on the right path and you're taking a quality course offered by a university or college that is been approved. Okay, so bogus colleges, even the private colleges, they don't feed into this system. Okay, and the reason is that most of them don't qualify for a postgraduate work permit afterwards. So you have to leave the country after you've studied. Okay, so that's a problem. So, again, I always say, please use the tools that I give you. Please consult with someone who is familiar with the Canadian system, because otherwise you're setting yourself up for failure. You're going to have to leave, even if you spend, $20,000 on a program. So this couple from Brazil said to me, we don't want to go to British Columbia. We want to go to Ontario. No problem. So I just went down and I just clicked on Ontario here, took BC off, and then I have my full list of English as a second language courses for Ontario. And we want to print that, okay, because that couple needs that list and they need it today. Okay, done. So as you can see, that entire process that would normally take hours and weeks and maybe even months for someone else doing it overseas, not even knowing where to start, took me 60 seconds. Okay, so we're going to go into the fourth tab here, employment. So we have a job search tool here, and all of the job search engines that are quality job search engines are feeding into this system. So all of the jobs are pooled into one place for you. Okay, so that you don't have to go to 15 different job sites to be able to do your job search. You know, I mean, it just takes a lot of the legwork out for you. So I'm just going to go into aircraft mechanic in BC. Oh, hang on here. Let's try that again. It's giving me a trouble here. It might not be, maybe it's offline or not working. Anyway, normally you can use the job search engine. I know that comes up under careers. Let me see. Let's see if I, let's try here. Just gonna go. All right. So I'm just going to try logging out, and I'm gonna log back in again under a different, just because I want to keep going here. Try again. Okay, so the job search engine is, you know, down at the moment. I think it's actually an internet issue. But anyway, the job search engine normally works extremely well. It's never not worked for me before. But nevertheless, the aircraft mechanic jobs will come up. And yesterday when I was working this particular career for BC, there was around 14 positions available. And then for Ontario, I think there were 22 positions available for aircraft mechanic. So again, all of the jobs that are feeding into this system are coming up, you know, quite easily. And all I do is I enter sort of a key word into the system, and then I go from there. And it always comes up. So again, I think the system is probably being worked on at the moment. So I apologize for that. The team is usually really good about updating everything, but I guess they're working on it. So the employment guide is something that we can go into as well. And this is an employment guide specifically for Canada. So it's going to go through all of the different sections to talk about things like resumes, letter writing with examples for everything, interview skills that you need to be able to succeed, and then what you need to look out when you get a job offer. Okay, you need to make sure that your job offer has certain information in it to make sure that it is a legitimate job offer. Okay, that you are not working with an employer in Canada that is not going to fulfill the requirements for that job. You want to make sure that that job is real and that the salary is commensurate with the experience. Okay, so again, it's just going in and making sure that, you know, you can, if I click on resumes here, you know, I've got all kinds of stuff that I can look at, you know, electronic resumes, sample resumes of different types, you know, and then how to write an effective letter, right? And how to do broadcast letters, and what tips and tricks that you're going to need, you know, and again, this information is very comprehensive. So while I could certainly write a resume for you, I could certainly write a cover letter for you, if you use this tool, if you use this system, you can do it yourself. You know, there's enough examples in here that you will be able to do it for yourself. Okay, and then it's just got the job search key again for convenience. So there it is. Okay, so those are the 4 main tabs. Just to say that there is a resume builder as well, and you can go into the resume builder, and you can actually create a resume in this system. So it will give you all of the sections that you will need to, add into your resume, and that you're going to follow this guide, okay? Because this is for Canadian resumes, and this template is to help you build a proper Canadian resume. Okay, so again, you're following the format. However, it does have a lot of flexibility, and you can most certainly change things around. It does allow you to change things. So if you go into format and print, if you want to do something that is a little fancier, then you can choose that template, right? Or if you want to do something a little more plain or something in a different color, you can change the order. For instance, education history, you may want to reset that and take that down. So you can just change the order of your resume very, very easily. And every time you print it, you can preview your resume, and it will always make those changes for you automatically. And then you are sending your resumes off to the different jobs, and everything is connected, and everything is all in one. Okay, so it does take a lot of the work out. There's a reason why, for instance, with the postgraduate work permits, everybody's working in their skilled jobs. Okay, and with the global talent stream, if you're a tech person, 40,000 of you are coming to Canada. There's a reason why so many of you are getting your work permits. And it's because you're getting quality advice, and you're working with people that have the skills and the licenses to be able to work in this area, and you're getting the results that you want to get. Okay, so that is absolutely a critical thing that you need to do if you want to come to Canada. You must partner with someone who is reputable and who has the skills to be able to help you make your Canadian dream a reality. And I wish you all the best. Thanks for listening. And this is Julie McMahon with Immigrant Business BC. Thanks very much, everyone.